3-cost echoes are an absolute nightmare. 11 possible main stat rolls and 2 potential attributes make it very hard to farm optimal pieces. You'll end up with tragedies like this all the time. Mathematically, with all stats weighted equally, there's around a 4.5% chance of getting the right echo on the right set. Factor in your 20% base chance of looting an echo from tacit discords, and, well, you're in for a rough time. A 0.9% chance of gaining the right echo from any monster kill. Let's not forget that before Union level 40, you have a 50% chance of receiving a purple echo instead of gold. This means that farming a full echo set on a traditional 4-3-3-1-1 setup can take a lot longer than you think. For somebody that doesn't have dozens of hours to play the game each week, this can be one of the most painful experiences in the game. Thankfully, I've got a guide for that. My name is Saint Tontus, and in this 10-minute video, I'll be giving you pointers on the most efficient echo farming routes you can take in just 10 minutes of gaming. Farming echoes efficiently isn't effortless. You have to put some work into it. Fortunately, this preparation begins outside of the game. This will be a 5-step process that begins with Step 1, research. First, you need to establish who needs echoes on your roster and at what cost level. Farming for only one character at a time is one of the most inefficient things you can do. Farming for only one cost level, like a 3-cost, is also an incredibly inefficient way to farm. This is because most elites in the game will spawn with accompanying mobs. The Havoc Dreadmain, for example, is almost always accompanied by 2 Fusion Dreadmains. This means you can theoretically build a Fusion and Havoc DPS at the same time while farming these monsters. Identifying the exact 3 to 4 TDs who can drop the right set across your ungeared characters is key. You should also factor in that the Moonlit Sonata set has many additional attributes, specifically elemental ones, tied to its most popular monsters. Considering that this is one of the best sub-DPS sets in the game, this is an awesome choice to add to your farming route and increase your efficiency across the map. Once you've figured out which monsters you need to slay, you can move on to Step 2 and start planning your route in the overworld. The tracking tool accessed from the databank is very helpful if you're looking for only one specific monster. This tool will automatically track the selected enemy based off distance from your current position until all enemies of that type on the map are slain. This is great if you're looking for one specific piece, like the Purple Heron on an Electro or Fusion damage main stat on set, but it's very bad if you're looking to gain the most on-set echoes possible in the least amount of time. There is a lot of time spent running, teleporting, and most importantly, ignoring other enemies en route to the tracked one. By taking the 3 to 4 TDs outlined in your research, you can then utilize a third-party interactive map tool to highlight where these 3 to 4 enemies spawn in your world. For this example, I'll be gearing an Arrow DPS character, prioritizing mobs like the Chase Razor, Cyan Feathered Heron, Saber Boar, and Kerpuff. You can see that the Whining Aches' Mire is a fantastic spot to grind, with almost every mob in the area ideal for gearing an Arrow DPS and also a Moonlit Clouds support. You can then plan a route on this interactive map that takes you around the most efficient possible route to gear multiple characters at once. This will take a bit more input and attention from the player to execute properly, but if you're a player looking to farm as many echoes as possible in 10 minutes or less, this is the way to go. When tackling 1 or 3 cost TDs, there is a pity counter whenever an echo doesn't drop. 1 cost echoes have a pity of 8, meaning that every 7 kills without an echo will guarantee an echo on the 8th kill, while 3 cost echoes have a pity of 4. Timing this pity on the right mob after missing echoes on their drops is key to farming efficiently. Since acquiring echoes involves killing mobs and running across the map, there are ideal team comps and characters that make this process faster. That moves us on to Step 3, setting your roster for farming. There are characters that are just more efficient than others. Character traits that are incredibly useful while farming include 1. AoE damage, 2. Grouping, and 3. Mobility. Jiyan is my #1 recommendation for any player looking for efficiency. He consolidates almost all 3 of these traits into one character, providing some of the highest damage in the game through his baseline kit, amazing grouping on his Resonance Liberation, and mobility throughout the overworld through his Resonance skill, with potential to combine it with the Cyan Crane Echo for even more mobility. Other shoutouts include Alto, who synergizes fantastically with Jiyan through his outro skill. Alto also provides dashing at high speeds with no stamina consumption, useful in combat to escape from mobs you don't want to kill, while also providing additional mobility in the overworld. These 2 characters establish a fantastic team that covers all of your farming needs and only requires some form of sustain to comfortably rotate across the map on your route without the need to heal through consumables or beacons. There's nothing quite like casting Jiyan's enhanced ultimate and immediately nuking an entire group of 1-cost discords. How much more efficient can you get? Getting to the stage where your Jiyan's enhanced Resonance Liberation is one-shotting overworld mobs will naturally require a strong set of echoes. This leads us to step 4. Prioritize your farming team first. Prioritizing Jiyan, or whatever character you're using on your farming team, will allow you to farm every other character at a faster rate. Jiyan also has the additional upside as one of the strongest characters in the Tower of Adversity game mode. Considering that this game mode is one of the best sources of echo tubes and tuners, prioritizing those DPS characters first is the fastest way of getting a great set of echoes across your entire roster. The final tip in this guide is a short one, but potentially the most impactful for your account, and that is number 5, get Union level 40. Obtaining UL 40 is a grind. After Union level 30, the Union experience required for each level scales upward dramatically. The highest echo drop rates for gold rarity echoes at databank level 19 or 20 is locked behind Union level 40. Grinding through as many story quests and world quests as possible while ensuring you spend all of your daily wave plates is key to maximizing your efficiency in the grind. Map exploration and completion is another important tool to getting as much of that Union experience as possible. Once a player hits Union level 40, they can begin spending their condensed wave plates on tacit fields. These tacit fields, from my experience, can drop up to 4 3-cost gold echoes in one run. I was able to grind these fields with around 42 condensed wave plates, and the rewards were amazing. However, with how drop rates in this game work, you can also be like me, who spent 22 wave plates on the Electro Tacit Field and was not able to get a single on-set Electro damage Heron. That's just how RNG based a lot of this grind is. Hopefully, this guide was helpful in identifying some alternative farming methods for those that don't have the most amount of time to play this game every single day. Building up your knowledge about the game and utilizing those third-party tools can be an excellent way of increasing your efficiency. As an overview, here's a quick summary of the 5 tips I had for you today. First, research who on your team needs echoes and where you can find them. Second is plan a route with 3 to 4 different enemies in mind and use a third-party interactive map to highlight multiple enemies at once and select an optimal route from where you see the most spawns. Third is set a roster for farming that highlights AoE damage, grouping, and mobility. Fourth is to prioritize your farming team first to get a great set of echoes. This will speed up every other echo you acquire. Fifth is get Union level 40 as fast as possible. With that, best of luck with RNG, and keep in mind that a perfect set of echoes is something that takes time. Peace out, Rovers.